Hey everybody, welcome back to the Lucky Dog Podcast. This is your host, Elias Roush. This podcast is sponsored by EliasRoushMedia.com, photo, video, digital media production. Today we're discussing Fast and the Furious 6. Again, we have the technical family coming back, Justin Lin, producers Neil Moritz, Vin Diesel, Clayton Townsend, written by the guy, Chris Morgan. It is starring Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Michelle Rodriguez, Jordana Brewster, Tyrese Gibson, Ludacris, Song Kang, Gal Gadot, Luke Evans, Gina Carano, and John Ortiz. Music is by Lucas Vital. We have the cinematography by the same guy, Stephen F. Winden. Same editors, and I believe just about all of the running times from here on past Fast 5 are Fast 5, Fast 6, Fast 7. I want to say they are all about the same running time at about just over 2 hours, because they are no longer considered that 1 hour, hour 45 quick special. It's something much more than that. It's become, the blockbuster of the summer or whenever it's released. It's become more of a blockbuster. It's not just like this little indie film. So Fast 5 had a budget of 125 million, and we bumped it up from there to Fast 6 at it says a low of 160 million to 260 million. So there's a big 100 million missing right there. Maybe it's marketing and whatnot. They didn't get a solidified number on Wiki, at least. But yeah, so they bumped up the volume. On Fast 5, I just want to remind everybody, they put 125 million in and got 626 million out. I believe that's worldwide. And for the following movie, as they continue to escalate, put more money into this franchise, they put between, let's just call it about 200 million, which is between the 160 and 260 number they're giving right here. So they put about 200 million in and got about 788 million out. Once again, we have all of the family still in this movie as well. Fast and Furious 6 follows a professional criminal gang led by Dominic Toretto, played by Vin Diesel, obviously. If anyone doesn't know by now, it's played by Vin Diesel. If you're just randomly jumping in this review and have no idea what's going on. So that's Vin Diesel's the main guy. Who are offered amnesty for their crimes by the U.S. Diplomatic Security Service agent Luke Hobbs, who's played by Dwayne The Rock Johnson, in exchange for helping them take down a skilled mercenary organized by Owen Shaw. So, after departing from the street racing theme of previous films, according to Wikipedia, and Fast 5 to great commercial and critical success, developers approached Fast and the Furious 6 with the aim to produce and transform the franchise, further incorporating elements of spy and adventure film, in the hopes of increasing audience numbers further. In my opinion, they've done an excellent job of distinguishing each one of these movies as an elevation of the next. I've talked about how the first four kind of have their own first five really have their own flavor with regards of the locations that they choose. I feel like Fast 6 and Fast 7 start to blend in my mind a little bit, because they start to take on different locations within the movie. They don't always just stay generally in one location, from what I can tell, in the next two movies. So that's why in my mind, like, first one I'm like LA, second one Miami, third one Tokyo, fourth one is the Mexican border, and the fifth one is Brazil. So the sixth one, I'm just kind of a little bit not exactly sure if they always stay. I think London is generally the location that they're trying to be in the majority of the time in 6, but I might have to go back and check. So yeah, pre-production began in April 2021. Principal photography began in London, July 2012, and featured several international filming locations, including Canary Islands, Glasgow, and where's that? Oh, it's in Scotland, and LA. Fast and Furious 6 premiered in Empire Leicester Square at May 17th, 2013, um, and was released internationally the 24th of the same year. The film received generally positive reviews on all the good stuff like Rotten Tomatoes, all the movie review sites and stuff like that. Critical consensus that says this build series winning blockbuster formula engrossed about 788 million worldwide, became sixth highest grossing film of 2013, and the following movie, Fast 7, was released surprisingly April 2015, and I believe in between that time of Fast 6 and Fast 7 was the unfortunate death of Paul Walker. So this is the review for Fast 6. I will say it's been about a week and a half since I've watched the entire Fast Saga series, so bear with me if any of my mind's a little boggled when I'm giving this review. But overall, I gotta say 6 and 7 kind of do blend in my mind in a way that differentiates themselves from the rest of the franchise. Even from the way they begin it, they have this kind of like recap of this intro style of showing what's happened in the previous movies, which is pretty cool for people that don't remember the last few years. I mean, at this point, at Fast and Furious 6, 2013, we are going on from the original, what was that? The original Fast movie came out, and give me 2 seconds, I want to say 2001. So yeah, what is that? 12 years of Fast and Furious saga legacy in between the first and the sixth one. That's pretty impressive, and the return is quite great as well. So you can see why they continued to explore the more blockbuster aspects of this franchise. Why they continued to pull away from the cars, the racing, and made it more about the stunts and stuff like that. So this is where we're gonna drop off. Everyone that has not watched the movie, this is the spoiler section. This is where we generally have everyone that comes in for the Patreon section. This is where all the people that have paid for the full review will get the plot and all that juicy goodness. So thank you for watching, listening, Look It All podcast. I absolutely would recommend Fast and Furious 6. It's imperative to watch it just as much as you would watch the rest of the series. If you're a diehard fan, there's no reason to skip it. I think if anyone was looking to not join the series or not, seeing which ones they actually had to watch, I would watch the first two. The third one's not nearly as imperative yet. 4 brings back the family. 5 is the most fun when it comes to the action-oriented Mission Impossible-ness of it. But they really excel in the sci-fi, Mission Impossible, action, adventure, spy aspects of it in 6 and 7. Yeah, thank you for listening, watching Look It All Podcast. Be sure to check out all the links in the description, lookitallpodcast.com, and patreon.com/lookitallpodcast podcast for the entire review. So thank you for listening, watching Look It All Podcast. Here is the spoiler review for Fast and Furious 6. Spoiler section for Fast and Furious 6. Following their successful heist in Brazil, Dom and his professional criminal crew have fled around the world and are living peacefully. Dom lives with Elena Neves. His sister, Mia, lives with Brian O'Connor and their son, Jack. Gazelle, Yashir, and Han are together. And Roman Pierce and Tej Parker live in luxury. Love the little openings with everybody at the beginning, and especially the opening with the kind of the false opening of Paul Walker and Vin Diesel getting to actually race each other. I think it was teased at the very end of the last movie. And I also got to mention that the last movie I forgot to mention Elsa Pataski, I think is her name, who is the former Rio police officer who ends up having a relationship with Dam. Um, yeah, in real life, she is married to Chris Hemsworth. Just for FYI, whatever, I guess. And so yeah, I love the little opening. Everybody has this cool little opening. Obviously, Rock's got to be a badass. Unfortunately, we have Gina Carano in here. I have my own personal feelings about her. But it's honestly fun to see her get her ass whooped in some of these scenes. Oh my god. So and she can whoop some ass. I'll give her that. That's all I'll say about her. So meanwhile, DSS agents Luke Hobbs and Riley Hicks investigate the destruction of a Russian military convoy by a crew led by former British SAS Major in Special Ops Soldier Owen Shaw. And there's a little fake out they have with this fake Dom Vin Diesel guy that they have in this Dark Knight Joker tank is hilarious. With the Rock, ah! He said that. He says literally that's it to this guy. It looks like mini Dom. Oh my gosh, it looks like the only time they ever have somebody that looks like Dom in there. My gosh, he fucks him up. Anyways, so yeah, so they're finding out about Special Ops Soldier Owen Shaw. Hobbs persuades Dom to capture Shaw by showing him a picture of his supposedly murdered girlfriend, Letty Ortiz. And I believe it was Eva Mendes that was teasing that photo at the end of 5, was it? Was the end of the 5th movie that she's teased? Because she's killed in 4, and she's not in 5, to my knowledge. I don't remember her being in 4 at all. Sorry, at 5. Dom and his crew accept the mission in exchange for their amnesty and allowing them to return to the United States. In London, Shaw's hideout is found, but this is revealed to be a trap, distracting them and the police while Shaw's crew performs a heist at the Interpol building. And I gotta say, all these scenes with Paul Walker and having the crew come back together, it's fun to have the family all in one room. It's like, getting everybody back. They have the charisma. They're bouncing off each other. Some of the writing is some of the best at the top. When they're able to make fun of themselves, I think is some of the best. When The Rock walks in and he says, "I think I smell baby oil," it's like fucking hilarious right there. Or when they're talking about Tyrese's big head or something like that. It's just some fun, like energy in the room that feels like, just like bouncing off each other. And so, yeah, we end up hitting this first action scene, I believe, at this point. Yeah, so they find Shaw's hideout, revealed to be a trap. Shaw is kind of like this. He's the most spy-ish villain that we've gotten to this point, and I think he's the smartest. He's just still kind of underwritten. Shaw flees in a custom Formula racing car. I love the design of this little car and the functionality of it as well. It seems the coolest, to be honest. And this is also when we have this like shootout in between of everybody trying to stop Shaw and whatnot. Several times Han's trying to save Gazelle at this point. And what else do we have? I didn't mention how much of a sci-fi angle that these movies have always had. They've had this angle of, just right out of the realm of unbelievability, like with in the second movie, the cops already have these guns that can debilitate the electronics on. They're almost like small EMPs for the cars that they have in the second movie, and I feel like they never address them again until this movie. And I think this is kind of when they start to, look back on the things that they've already had, and they're like, oh yeah, I think this is really cool technology, that this would make way more sense at this point in this spy realm that we're in. So yeah, that's a really cool concept. The racing car that went so low, that has all the cars just flying up above it, that's fucking baller. Just the designs of the the things that happen in 6 and 7 are really out of the realm of being able, I think I said it in one of the previous reviews that when they're finished at the beginning of the first 3 movies, they say, don't do this at home. Don't try these stunts at home. These are, professionals and or computer generated or something like that. At the end of like 5, 6, and 7, I want to say that they do not say, don't try this at home, because nobody can try this at home. Like, what the fuck? Some craziness. So, yeah, Shaw flees in a custom Formula racing car, detonating his hideout and disabling most of the police, leaving Dom, Brian, Tej, Roman, Han, Gazelle, Hobbs, and Riley to pursue him. Good lord, we have everybody. Letty arrives to help Shaw, shooting Dom without hesitation before escaping. There is this one scene where it's, the chasing is a lot of fun. I wasn't expecting Letty to come out just like that and be like, Dom, like dang, like barely any hesitation. Let me see, yeah, like next to no hesitation, and she looks like she did something wrong, but she doesn't even try to kill him. So it does look a little bit sus. I kind of wish Dom would have been like fleeing from her. She just kind of like one and done. But anyways, yeah. Back at their headquarters, Hobbs tells Dom's crew that Shaw is stealing components to create a deadly device, intending to sell it to the highest bidder. Meanwhile, Shaw's investigation to the opposing crew reveals Letty's relationship with Dom, but she is revealed to have suffering from amnesia. This whole amnesia plot of, first of all, bringing back Letty. How did she live from what was happening in the fourth movie? The way that she could possibly be alive in a couple different ways, from a scenario of a writing standpoint, not from what we saw. What we saw easily could have been what Dom was picturing in his head. He had the picture of his head. He recreated the entire scene of walking up where Letty was supposedly killed. That could have all been from his perspective, and that, solves that, how she lives. But it is kind of ridiculous that there's, we're going to need Michelle Rodriguez back. If you're family, you almost anything can happen to you. You can come back. You can be in a massive car explosion by like Ham, and come back from some even crazier shit. So, meanwhile, Shaw's investigation into the opposing crew reveals Letty's relationship with Dom, but she reveals to be suffering from amnesia. And I gotta say, the amnesia plot is very much like a telenovela. It's a straight drama at this point. Oh, I love you. Oh, I don't love you. Oh, we need to run away. Oh, we need to this. Oh, I'm in love with this person. Oh, they died, but they came back, and I got amnesia. It's very soap opera in a way. And Dominic's crew learns that Shaw is connected to a drug lord who was imprisoned by Brian, Arturo Braga. I gotta say, I've talked about my feelings about the Latin representation of what's going on here. I like John Ortiz. I don't like what he's doing in this series at all. I find him just one note. I find him boring, and I don't like how he's being represented on screen. That's just me personally. I just find the character who he's playing, Braga, kind of insufferable and not even really that interesting, to be honest. Brian returns to Los Angeles as a prisoner to question Braga, who says Letty survived the explosion that seemingly killed her. I gotta say, this whole part of bringing Shea Wiggum back to bring Brian back into the fold did feel a little bit contrived away, but I was like, okay. I love having some Shea Wiggum on screen, but then Brian's like fucks him up again. Like it's a callback from like when he fucked him up in, I think, the fourth movie. And I going back and kind of watching the fourth movie, Shea Wiggum was kind of an asshole in that movie, but I was just like, this is intense to get Brian to just get in this cell. He needs to hurt his boy to get him in there. The guy cut him a deal, or helped him get into prison, so you gonna punch him for that? It's like, god dang. I was like, all right, I guess that's how it rolls. But anyways, he still got that left hook. You gotta watch out for that. Yeah, he questions Braga, who says Letty survived after the explosion after seemingly killed her. Shaw took her in after discovering her amnesia, which is kind of weird. Shaw acts completely weird around her. He's like, "I found you. You didn't have memories, and I wanted to be around you and help you discover life and things." It's like you're kind of acting weird for someone that's trying to help somebody with like they're jogging their memory back, some memory issues, some amnesia issues. I was like, this guy's being a little bit predatorial in a way. Um, so Shaw took her in after discovering her with amnesia with the FBI's help. Brian is released from prison, regrouping with the team in London. Dom challenges Letty in a street racing competition. There's several scenes where I believe that Dom and like Letty, I believe within this next couple scenes, they're just like um, they're trying to be like they're not even trying to be. They do have chemistry. I gotta admit, I think Vin Diesel and Michelle Rodriguez have chemistry um, on set, and they don't have to do much to feel like they have chemistry. So that's one thing I really enjoy about it. Their dynamic. Let me see. Dom challenges Letty in a street racing competition after he returns her cross necklace. He returns her cross necklace he had kept. After Letty leaves, let me see. Let me pull this scene up real quick. Is this the part where they're just like grabbing all over? They're just like, damn. She's like, Letty. He's like, damn. Letty. I was like, damn. And she was like, Letty. Or I might say that wrong. But they're like grabbing all over each other and shit like that. It's kind of a little bit more intimate than I was expecting. Let me see. Okay, so here's Shea Wiggum getting punched. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, they look good on screen together. I like them. And Michelle Rodriguez looks great. I gotta say. Mm, yeah. Um, let me see. Shaw offers Dom a chance to walk away. This is like he like doesn't this guy just like pop up out of nowhere right after Letty is right there? This blocking felt weird that he's just like waiting right behind the door or whatever. It felt like they just had like this the cameras were already set and Letty is just having a conversation with Dom and they're like, "All right, we don't really want to change the scene, so let's just get Shaw in here to talk to Dom." It felt a little bit just weird in the pacing of them having this intimate moment. Like, how long was this motherfucker standing around the corner? It's like, god dang. And Diesel doesn't even seem to have a problem. He's like, he doesn't even like ask how long he's been there. So I was like, all right. So yeah, Shaw offers Dom a chance to walk away, threatening to otherwise hurt his family, but Dom refuses. Tage tracks Shaw's next attack to a Spanish NATO base. Uh, See, at this point, I don't even remember all of the locations that we're at because I thought we were staying in like London the majority of the time. I could go back and might need to go back and check, but we're starting to go a little bit Mr. Worldwide around here, and I'm losing track of all the places that we're at. Um, so after Letty leaves, okay, so Tage tracks Shaw's next attack to Spanish NATO base. Shaw's crew assaults a highway military convoy carrying a computer chip to complete his device. Um, this was a this is one of my favorite parts of the chase scenes, the action, all of this. Han saving Gazelle, that is some badassness. Um, I mean, there's several like winks at the camera. They're like something bad might happen, you know. Um, to this couple, so be careful. I also found the practical effects that were happening in this movie. I think this is when they pull out the big guns on the tank on the highway. It is fucking craziness. Um, they have an entire tank on a highway, and it looks like it's legitly fucking shit up. It doesn't look like uh, what's it called? Paul Paul Walker actually looks like he's in the car. He doesn't look like he's behind green screen. Um, so yeah, let me see what else we gotta do. Check. Okay, so uh, military convoy carrying a computer chip to complete his device. Dom's crew interferes. Um, while Shaw is accompanied by Letty, commanders a tank, destroying vehicle cars en route. Uh, Brian and Roman flip the tank before it causes further damage, and I love this little sequence of everybody like trying to take out this tank, they not knowing what to do, and fucking. This is the part where Tyrese has to like, jump to the next fucking car. He's like, yeet! And then fucking Dom at the very end of this ended up having to like, he's like, Liddy, she's like, Dom, he's like, Liddy, she's like, Dom, and he's like, Liddy, and he jumps at one point, and she's like, Liddy, and she's like, Dom, she like jumps in the air, and he has to like catch her, he's like, and then it's like the silence, like, it was fucking. I was like, damn, this is when they kick it up a notch. I was like, Justin Lin is killing it with the action and stunt people. Technically, I was like pins and needles. It had me on the edge of my seat the entire time. I was just like, this is insanity. So, anyways, and the great thing about this movie, I gotta say, maybe I'm not giving this movie enough credit. It's the diversity in the type of action. I mean, there's hand-to-hand combat, there's car racing, there's a machine, there's a tank on a highway, and to top it all off at the end of this movie, isn't this the yeah, to top it all off, at the end of this movie, we have a plane that's trying to be, cars that are trying to hold down a plane on the longest highway airstrip that I've ever seen in forever. Like, it's a badass movie, I gotta say. So, oh yeah, and we have, I just had it. I think his name's Joe Towsum. Mortal Kombat 2021. Yeah, it's the guy that plays Sub-Zero, Joe Towsum. He is one of the crew of Shaw. Shaw has pretty interesting crew that just knows like kung fu, and he's a fucking badass. I'll be honest. There's a scene where Tyrese and Han are getting their like ass kicked by him. He's just like fucking whooping their ass left and right. I mean, Hitman style. So, let me see. Okay, so yeah, Brian and Roman flip the tank before it causes further damage, resulting in Letty being thrown from the vehicle. Though Dom saves her, and that's when he just and I'm just like in shock. I was so glad I didn't watch any of the trailers of these movies before watching these. I've heard a lot of the best scenes are in the trailers, and I wouldn't want to be spoiled on that. That's amazing. This is really cool stuff, and it matters that you watch it in sequence. It's if you see the last 3 seconds of an action scene versus seeing the lead up to it, it makes a difference. I think there's a big difference in watching that. So I don't need to watch trailers spoil all the coolest scenes like I think they've been doing recently, showing the entire movie. So. Shaw and his crew are captured, but reveal Mia has been kidnapped by Shaw's henchmen, Vague and Klaus. So this is another part where it feels like they're very much like it feels a little bit contrived and forced in some scenarios. The fact that the Rock like lets him go and everything like that, and Gina Carano is just like, and I was evil all along. It's like nobody even asked you. Like, get the hell out of the family, get the hell out of the house, get the hell out of here, Gina Carano. Nobody asked. Acting ass. Get out of here. Yeah, you will not be missed. So, like. This whole part with Shaw like saying this is I've got the leverage, kind of contrived. I don't think they would be able to just walk right out from there not to do anything. I was like, I don't know about all that, but anyways, you just kind of have to go with it. This is where it's like a telenovela. It's like, all right, it continues. So Hobbs is forced to release Shaw and Riley, revealed to be Shaw's covert accomplice, leaves with him. Letty chooses to remain with Dom, so he just basically switches out, females. I guess I don't know. It's kind of weird. And Shaw really doesn't care about like Michelle Rodriguez once she's like hanging out with Dom at this point. Like, he's like, "Buck you, I don't really want you anymore." I mean, he sees that she still has feelings for him on some level, so it's like, how could you even trust her at that point anyway? I mean, you have one of the best heist, I guess, people, Michelle Letty being a person that can pull heists, but it's like, if you can't trust her, why would you even want that? So so Shaw's group board a moving Antonov AN 124, an exceptionally long runway as on an exceptionally long runway as Dom's crew gives chase. I'm pretty sure someone did the math on how long this runway would have to be if you timed it and calculated by how fast that they were going and how long that they're on it. It's like I think it would have to be miles long. I'm sure it'd have to be at least 10 miles, like 5 or 6 miles of an airstrip. I don't even. It'd be so fucking long. So Dom's crew gives chase. Dom, Letty, Brian board the craft. Brian rescues Mia and escapes. That's kind of like yada yada a little bit on the description, but I gotta say, it is freaking badass. This whole part of the cars trying to hold everybody in, evading, all of the other cars, like the Formula One one that was flipping out. There's cars coming out the back of the plane. There's ass whoopings from Letty to Gina Carano straight. It doesn't get much better than that. And of course, you got to have some Dom versus Shaw, and I mean, it was awesome. I mean, and having The Rock and Vin Diesel fight these two guys that are basically, they're doppelgangers in a way. I mean, maybe not so much Shaw, but The Rock and this one big motherfucker. Holy sack! I mean, it's some craziness, and I'm sure they had to do that little. If we're in the same scene, we got to get the same amount of punches in, man. I can't look like a big bitch like that guy. It's like, oh my gosh, these guys. Oh my gosh. So, anyways, okay, so Brian rescues Mia and escapes. The plane attempts to take off but is held by an excess weight as the rest of the team tether the plane to their vehicles. And this is some of the coolest stuff. I remember seeing this in the trailers and thinking looks ridiculous. I was like, there's no way this is going to be a cool action scene. But seeing it actually executed is so cool because it doesn't feel like 100% plausible that this would ever happen, but I mean, they're doing it to the point where they're showing like the cars like being pulled up by the airplane. It looks like the sparks are coming off. It really looks and feels like there's gravity to this action scene that I feel like many action movies fail to do and feel like. I mean, this one actually has what feels like a real action set piece, unlike sitting on like a green screen of some sort. So Han and Gazelle are like fighting these minion guys, and some of them are just like no name people, is like pew 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 pew, and like and some of them are getting like thrown in the back of off of the runway and stuff like that. And then Gazelle sees Han getting ready to get, like, I think hit in the back of the head of some sort. Let me see. I think I can pull it up. Let me see. Come on, Gazelle. Where's my baby? Where'd she go? Where'd she go? Oh, shit. Han throws a dude in the fucking jet. Yeah. Hold up. Okay, so let me see if this is it real quick. Hold on. I'm trying to watch where the is this okay, so yeah, Han's beating the hell out of this guy. And I'm pretty sure that guy was getting ready to shoot Han, but from the way that it was done, it didn't feel like Gal Gadot had to shoot this guy. Like, Han has her hands, and he's like, I got you. And she turns around and, okay, let me see if she sees a gun. Does the guy have a gun? The guy does no gun yet, no gun yet, no gun yet. She pulls out a gun. She lets go of his hand. Like, I don't think we see a gun from that other guy, but she just decides to let go of Han's hand and at the same time take this guy out. Like, what the fuck? She really didn't have to do that. Oh my goodness. And I honestly, I love whenever they have Mia in a car. She always looks like a badass. Yeah, so she's out there helping everybody as well at this point. And unfortunately, we lose Gazelle. Gazelle sacrifices herself to save Han from from Shaw's henchmen. Letty kills Riley and escapes with Hobbs to safety, but Dom pursues Shaw and the computer chip. Letty kills Riley. This is a crazy part. That's I think Jenny Carano's character. She's like slaps her and like hits her with a kick and hits her with a whoosh, 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 and then on the neck, another whoosh to the throat, and then she grabs, I think this, it looks like a harpoon gun what you like shoot at like whales in like 1862 or something like that. Fucking Moby Dick status. Fucking shoots Gina Carano's ass straight out the fucking thing. That was awesome. She said, "Wrong family, bitch." Oh my gosh. So yeah. As the plane crashes into the ground, Shaw is thrown from it, and Dom drives a Charger out of the exploding plane. Dom reunites with his crew and gives the chip to Hobbs to secure their pardons. Dom and others return to his family's old home in Los Angeles, where Dom and his crew have a gathering to share a meal. Hobbs and Elena arrive to confirm the crew's freedom. Um, Elena accepts that Dom loves Letty. And, okay, so this, at the end of the movie, obviously the credits and everything happen. Um, my God, The Rock and Vin Diesel don't even look like they're talking to each other. Oh, it's because they won't even look at each other in the eye. That's how big of egos they have in this at the end of this movie. It's kind of ridiculous. Oh my gosh. So okay, so at the end of this movie, in a mid-credit scene, Han is involved in a car chase. Oh, I got to say before at the end of this cookout, Han is just like crying in the corner after the cookout, and like nobody's helping the boy. Like, can somebody help this guy? Like, he is looking just all sorts of torn up. um and of course you got to get that corona in. But anyways, can someone help Han, like, please, and tell him not to go to Tokyo, but I guess it's too late. So in the mid-credit scene, Han is involved in a car chase when he is suddenly broadsided by an oncoming car. The driver walks away after leaving Letty's cross necklace by the crash and calls Dom, saying, "Dominic Toretto, you don't know me, but you're about to," as Han's car explodes, apparently killing Han. And that is Fast and the Furious 6, 2013. Well, I cannot believe we got through it. This was one I was actually kind of um dreading doing Fast and Furious 6. I don't really know why, because of the location in my mind is so hard to nail down about where they are the whole time. Um that it felt like it was going to be harder than it really was to give my impressions about this movie. I got to say that I enjoyed this movie probably a lot more than I originally remember. I think it works almost just as good as 5. However, I do feel like it overstays its welcome just a tad bit, I think. A little bit long in the middle. I do got to say, Owen Shaw, is it Owen Shaw? Yeah, I think it's Shaw. Um, yeah, Owen Shaw is an interesting villain. He's not as good and as compelling as The Rock was in 5 as the villain, but still, nonetheless, uh, he was an interesting villain um, to bring in as like the spy sector of the Fast and Furious um, franchise. He's a worthy foe when it came down to that. And I liked how he was kind of like the European spy section of Fast and Furious. So, yeah, really enjoyed Fast and Furious 6. I haven't been good about giving all my star ratings at the end of these, but um, I'd give this one a solid. This was probably an 8 out of 10. I mean, normally it would be a 7 out of 10, but some of these stunts are just remarkable. So I think that would bump it up for that reason alone. So 8 out of 10, really would recommend it. Let me know what you thought about the Fast and Furious 6 review. Let me know how I can improve. Be sure to check out LuckyDog.com, and you can check out all of the social medias there. Patreon, you can get all of the reviews in full, so be sure to check that out as well. Be sure to check out the rest of the Fast and Furious franchise reviews, and take it easy, family.